can either be crazy or you can be average. There is no other choice. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Katie. Let's get right into it. When I say average, I mean doing the things that were expected of you, imposed on you by your family, the education system, your friends, and society in general of what is possible for you. If you're watching this, it's because you have a vision for your life that is greater than everybody else's expectations. That means that you're going to have to do things that other people aren't willing to do. And you're going to have to act out a life that's going to feel uncomfortable in comparison to the average life. So let's say that you could go ahead and get one of those careers that you would aspire to, that would make you so proud, but you know that that's not your fullest potential. I know that that's the case for me. I was so lucky to be able to go to college, and afterwards I realized I don't want to cap out my life here, right? I don't want to follow the same path as everybody else. I know that I could have pursued my original goal of becoming an environmental lawyer. So I got my degree in environmental science, right? I was going to go on to go to law school, become an environmental lawyer. And I got so burnt out from academia, I realized I need to take a break from this and I need to pursue myself. And in that journey of discovering myself and who I was, I realized that I was capable of so much more, but in order to get there, I would have to cut out certain things, right? So for me, the biggest one recently was cutting out social media, not watching more than a minute a day. Because if I want to get to where I am a multimillionaire, where I run multiple businesses, where I have different investments, where I have total financial freedom and time freedom and an amazing life, I can't be wasting my time consuming something that I didn't consent to on my For You page, or just not taking needle moving actions, whether that be in my personal goals or in my business goals. And I realize that also means that if I want to become that person, I also need to make sure that every system in my life is operating at peak performance. So for me, that means moving my body every single day. Even if all I'm gonna do is go for a walk or get some stretching in, I'm gonna take care of my physiology. I'm going to practice some type of mindfulness every day. So some days I might sit down and do a 20-minute meditation. Other days I might just feel my body and relax before bed. And mindfulness can look different, and you should pick what's most appropriate for you. Maybe just journaling, maybe just feeling the temperature and texture of water as it washes over you, really sinking into your body. And then the third thing is taking care of my spiritual side, praying, having faith that things are working out for me. And then if I keep my energy high, it's going to have a positive impact on my life. That if I interact with other human beings, right, that they are also going to be able to co-create a more beautiful reality alongside me. And so doing all those things means that I had to step into a reality that wasn't average. It is so contrarian to say I don't consume any social media. The only social media I consume is podcasts and YouTube videos, long form content that has a clear overarching message that's going to be filling my brain with something that is positive and wiring me for more success, whether that is education or motivation. I have to be crazy enough to say that every single thing I do affects my brain chemistry, and so I will not spend a moment listening to anything that I think is going to be negative for me. So if I'm in the gym and I'm listening to my hype music and something comes on that I don't think is appropriate, a lyric, I will skip that song because I don't need that going into my head. I need to be crazy enough to say that even though I have suffered from PMDD, that I'm not going to be a victim to that, and that I am going to not just survive, but excel during a time when my hormones are drained, right? I am going to overcome the burdens that come along with having those hormonal imbalances, no matter how long it takes. I am somebody that suffers from seasonal affective disorder, which means when it gets cold outside and the sun goes away, it extremely affects my mood. But I'm not going to be a victim to that. I'm going to be so crazy to say, I'm going to teach myself to love this. I am going to buy myself sunlight light bulbs so that I can get more sunshine inside. I am going to be so crazy to think that any challenge that comes my way is an opportunity for growth. Any obstacle that comes my way is a way for me to get mentally stronger so that I can be the best version of myself. And I believe in my core that if I become that best version of myself, that I become more unshakable, more resilient, that I deserve to get things that other people don't get, that I am not going to live an average lifestyle. If I go the extra mile all the time, then I know that I deserve to be ahead. And when you stack those things over and over and over again, you end up many miles ahead. So I set those boundaries for myself. And when people come into my life, I make sure that they stand up to those boundaries because I'm going to bring others up to that level of excellence that I now hold for myself. And it's not easy all the time, right? It can feel uncomfortable. But that's all part of the growth. I'm not trying to tell you that I am perfect or anything. What I'm trying to tell you is that I can do better and you can do better. I want you to start thinking of yourself as a crazy person. You are so crazy. You believe that you can not just overcome, but really excel in the face of every single challenge that comes your way. Every time you feel bad, it's an opportunity to maybe turn sadness into anger and turn anger into action. Sometimes, maybe this also sounds crazy, I think to myself, if I get into like a depressive state where I don't want to do anything, which does happen to me, like I've suffered from it a ton in the past, but it still comes up every once in a while. I will imagine that dark depressive energy as literally being like a demon attached to me. And I will say, F you to the demon. You cannot have my power. Any person, place, or thing that doesn't deserve my power cannot have it. So even though I don't feel like taking care of myself right now, I'm going to, because I'm not going to give that energy to a dark entity or idea or concept or energy or anything. I'm not giving my power away. And I recognize that in doing so, I'm striving towards personal excellence, which is a form of rebellion. I am not going to be as controllable in the future when I have that greater form of excellence, and you're not either. I see this vision for you of becoming the best version of yourself, so resilient, so strong, knowing your boundaries, sticking up for yourself, and people think that you are crazy because you have set such radically high standards for yourself. I want you to start dreaming so big that when people ask like, what is your goal? You say something that makes them like shocked or like makes them want to laugh because they never even thought for themselves that that was possible, right? And maybe it's not something that they're supposed to pursue because everybody has different dreams and purposes that God gave them. But if you're watching this, it's because you have that grander vision of excellence for yourself. Maybe that is financial, maybe that is visibility, maybe that is societal impact in philanthropy or volunteering or your religious community. God gives all of us different purposes, but we can't act on them unless if we are willing to stand up for them authentically over and over and over again, no matter how insane other people might think that we are. And when you do that, when you do stand up, when you do start to take that action, it gives you so much confidence, and you see that taking that action is working, and it makes you like, okay, I'm gonna go for it more. I'm gonna go for it harder. I'm gonna go for it bigger, and I'm gonna show everybody how crazy it is that this works. I'm telling you, it is so mind-boggling, the power of your mind and the power of your words and how you interact with other people. And also, as a caveat, I don't want you to just take this as like me just trying to be some girl on the internet. No, like I have worked as an entrepreneur for 2 years now in various businesses, in business development, in social media, and done so much. And I can tell you that more and more opportunities start to come your way when you do more action and when you advocate for yourself and start to talk with confidence. And people respect the crap out of you when you set those boundaries, and they will rise to those standards. People will thank you when you are able to talk to them with so much honesty and authenticity and tell them what they are capable of too. You are so capable of changing your life. Don't be afraid to start taking actions towards your crazy goal, because the truth is they're probably a lot closer than you think they are, but they can't come unless if you start taking that action. It might not be a day, it might not be a month, it might not be a year, but when you do things repetitiously, it builds momentum. It builds undeniable experience that you bring into the real world, no matter what arena of life that is. And that is real. That momentum is energetic, it is real, and it is going to help you break through and break into that level of greatness that you aspire for. Nobody else can do this for you. Be that next level of yourself. Be crazy, be delusional, be insane. Let people make fun of you. Let them laugh at you. Let other people do whatever they're gonna do. You have the option to be better and to be an example for them, maybe even help change them so that they have that hope in themselves. I think that is such a beautiful thing. You are so capable and you are so worthy of your visions. God gave them to you for a reason. Have faith, keep taking action. If you got value from today's video, make sure to hit the like button below and subscribe to this channel for more content just like this. I will see you next time. Mwah.